And we're live! Ah! Quick, say
I
something
figure
funny.
I figure what we'll do is we'll just like stare at each other for an hour. Wouldn't that be kind of funny? I mean, like Andy Kaufman style funny.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone would watch that.
I
Although
would.
we could pull it off.
I mean, I think that I don't know. Andy Kaufman he had a very unique sense of humor, and of course, he was at his height, kind of as I was growing up, and a lot of his humor, I guess, kind of bled into how I do things. It's a very dry humor. Um, And, of course, he at a certain point kind of got into the whole, wrestling shtick and had some big back and forths with Jerry Lawler. Well, I grew up in Memphis, and Jerry Lawler is, Memphian. And so, I mean, there was a lot of, Andy Kaufman influence in and around Memphis too growing up. So, uh, yeah, anyway, I just think it'd be funny. Oh, Seraphis, how was your day? And then you just sat there for like an hour and just shake your head like,
Don't
and then I'll
ask.
just nod in agreement. Yeah. And we just do that for like 20 minutes to an hour. So, Seraphis, how was your day? See how entertaining that is? Are you not entertained?
Me? Yes. The audience? Or lack thereof of audience? Of course not.
I can't help but feel that there are a lot of channels out there that are just they're hidden gems. And I don't understand why they're not bigger uh than they are. Um I don't know. I find I maybe this kind of stuff appeals to just my humor overall. Like the Talking Drek every Sunday. Um oh no, I find it funny. And I can't be the only person out there with, this type of a humor, outlook. There's got to be others out there.
I mean, probably. But then again, I'm like a little shit YouTube channel with no one watching, so.
I'm watching.
Yes, and as soon as I can get my stream up, my window up, I'll be watching as well. Yep. Dear. Yeah.
Okay, so for the second bit of comedy, right?
Yep.
Do you have your second screen? Do you have the other up yet?
Yep.
This is the second bit of comedy. We do the stream, but we only type to each other in the chat. I don't know why it's so funny, but it is. Whoa. I don't know what I did, but I just did something. Opened up my let's hack this website.
Oh, is that F12?
I don't know what it was. It's like a combination of two or three. Yeah. I guess I hit F12 for some reason. I'm going to tell you something too. By the time you hit 52, my fingers don't want to work on typing anymore. So maybe it's best I don't, because I have to backspace and recorrect all my, I recorrect my misspellings and.
Quick, Helios, go away! You're ruining the conversation. But yes, hello,
Helios has some pretty fun videos too.
Yes, I have been rather enjoying and definitely not trying to geolocate stalk where he is in
Yeah,
my part of our country because of where he walks.
yeah. I
I'm like,
would
I think
be,
I know that area. No,
yeah,
actually, oh no, I know that bridge. Oh yeah.
I would be lying if I didn't go on Google Earth and go, oh, cool.
It's like what was it? The Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider movie.
Yeah.
And they shot it entirely in Melbourne here in Australia. And it's just like, oh hey, I know that spot. Oh hey, I know that spot. Yeah, no, that's not America. That's
Even though they're trying to pass it off as, it's clearly not. I think it's funny too that have you've seen Helios's newest little animated.
Yes.
I swear that's you and me.
Yes.
I swear it is. I saw that and I was like, holy shit, that's awesome.
See, I wouldn't like just offhanded assume that the white-haired elf was me, but with you there as well, it's like,
It's
it
gotta
kind of
be.
nails you.
Yeah, it's
So that's
gotta
got to
be
be me.
No, that was a good one. It was entertaining. I liked it. Looking forward to seeing more. But I do have a question for you, Helios. About how long does it take to put something like that together? I mean, because I know that like in the Discord, you've shared like the early version of it, and then like a second and a third version of it as it's kind of been developing. And I know that that's taken a bit. But if you were to sit down, say from start to finish, about how long do you think it would actually take to complete? What was it, like a 6-minute episode? How long do you think it would take to complete a full episode from start to finish? I'm just curious about that. And that includes like your editing of it, putting it together, all that stuff. Oh, and Seraphis, I have a question for you.
Yep.
This is going to be a tough, hard question. It pertains to WotC. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Magic wand time, right? Someone hands you a magic wand, says, you are now in charge of WotC. What do you do?
Blow it up.
No, you're not going to blow it up.
You said
It's a
magic wand.
multi-million-dollar machine.
I think I would hire, like, just let's suggest Helios, then we'll come back to me.
Okay. Without interruptions, not working my day job,
Yep.
probably 2 to 3 days. Lots of caffeine. Yeah, I understand the caffeine. Caffeine is fun.
Mine's a liter. I mean, 2 or 3 days isn't too bad. I mean,
no, that's pretty good.
If I actually had no distractions, I could probably do my videos in 2 days too. But
I've got a couple
children,
that have been like
they're
that.
very distracting.
Yes. I've had a few that have taken a while. I've had a few that it's just like, you know what? Zero production value. Let's just record it and throw it together and post it all in 30 minutes. And it's like, this video is going to suck. It's just going to suck shit. And it ends up being like one of the better performing videos. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I can spend, 2 or 3 days working on a video that's like 45 minutes long. And it gets like no views. What?
Yeah.
Oh,
YouTube algorithm.
that too, yeah.
The YouTube algorithm is complete and utter horseshit.
Yeah. Yep. I'll never understand it.
Like, because I check my, even though I haven't fucking posted anything in a while, I check my YouTube studio like once a week, see those new YouTube suggestion thingamybobs that I have down in the bottom right corner, and like it feels like every week it's a contradictory approach to what to do to get to work with the YouTube algorithm. It's like, but that's completely different to what you said last week and the week before. And do you
last week
guys know
everything needed to be blue toned? This week you're saying it all needs to be red toned. I don't understand what that means. So I'm just going to go happy medium and make everything purple.
Well, I mean, I do like purple, so that would be okay.
Okay, so magic wand.
Yes. Okay, so straight up, just off the top of my head, with no time to think about it, I would take an angel and devil approach.
Okay.
I would hire you and Goths to be my advisors on what to do.
Okay.
So you are a lot more, let's say, kind towards the company, and Goths is a lot more critical towards the company. And I can see your point of view, even if my sway often wants to go towards his negative view. And I think that would help create a constructive rebuild of that company. Or
I kind of see where you're going. I think a constructive rebuild is necessary. And I get that there is a difficulty, there is a challenge in making your older fans happy, but at the same time bringing in newer folks of today's mindset, today's gaming style. I get that is a difficult task, but it almost makes me want to say, I still feel at my core, I think that the solution is far simpler. And that is look at the history of D&D, and that, like, for example, a box set. I'll use Forgotten Realms box set, but the same holds true for Spelljammer's box set, um,
Planescape
and Planescape, yeah, all that stuff. You had three separate books, and they tried kind of to do this with the Spelljammer, but you had three separate books that gave you kind of the overall basics. And this is something that I pointed out not too long ago. Instead of using Forgotten Realms, I'll use Spelljammer. So Rock of Brawl in the newest 5th edition Spelljammer was about 5.5 pages worth of lore. In the original Spelljammer that came out in the 90s, the box set there for Rock of Brawl contained about 3 pages of lore.
Because it was just the one that they highlighted of many that exist.
Right. But about 4 months after that box set came out, we got a supplement specific to the Rock of Brawl that was about 116 pages. Oh, I mean, it gave you more information than you could ever possibly want to know about Rock of Brawl. But what was the key difference is, back then, they whetted your appetite with these 3 little books that, these 3 smaller, shorter books instead of one big book in that box set. They whetted your appetite for Rock of Brawl and other things too, but then followed up with lore books. And that's something that for 5th edition, we have not seen. I don't necessarily have an issue with WotC utilizing 5th edition to rewrite history, or rewrite lore, I should say. I don't have an issue with that. What I have an issue with is they're not fleshing that lore out. They're giving us. Take Orcus, for example. They're not even giving in the Dungeon Master's Guide. They give you a list of historical NPCs, right? They don't even give you a full paragraph on Orcus. It's like, well, he's a big badass. I mean, I need more information here. What? So, but then another part of me is like, well, but maybe they're only giving you this information so that you can create up the information that you need. And I like that. But something that you pointed out is that you kind of need to have a common frame of reference. And that's where you can then start making the changes as you see fit.
Well, and I use this in my comment on your video where I said I brought up Star Wars.
Right.
Like, with Disney changing so much of the original lore that had lasted longer than they've had the IP.
Right.
And just, like, interpreting it however the hell they want. It's like, there's a degree at which you can come up with new creative stuff. And by all means, I think that, and I'm going to say this, bear with me. I think there's a way the Acolyte could have worked if it was either further back in time or further into the future. It was too close to essentially the original movies.
How far? Jog my memory again, because I actually did watch every episode of it. No, I take that back. I didn't watch the last 3 episodes of it. I bailed at that point. And I just kind of read the wiki and, kind of understood the storyline. But how far back in time?
So it's meant to be somewhere between 100 and 300 years before the Phantom Menace.
Okay. Yeah. And Sith existed well before then. Well, I guess the one guy in it was a Sith.
But like if you factor in the cult of witches, whatever you want to call
Mm-hmm.
them, like you could have placed that back in the time, like the Sith have been gone for 1,000 years since the war with the
Yeah.
Jedi and then them
Yeah.
falling. That was already part of Lucas's lore history, Darth Bane, all that. They could have just set it around that time. That way, it doesn't create any, shall we say, anachronisms to the
Right.
timeline.
Right.
Because there's some Sith stragglers here, or there's some Force witches who may or may not be good. Who knows? Whatever.
Right.
Like, it could all be interpreted as this is just the stragglers coming off of that war, and it could have been received a lot better. I still don't think it would have been that good. Personally, the acting was
Right.
shit, but it could have at least made, the majority of nerdy Star Wars fans happier
Right.
because it would have made more sense to the lore. This is what
It's
Knights of the Old Republic did really well.
it's almost as if they needed to hire. So okay, take this for whatever it's worth, and those of you watching this, don't take offense at what I'm about to say because I'm not meaning it in any offending way. But a lot of movies being made today take on a consultant, and I cannot remember exactly what they're called, but it's like uh, oh god, what is it called? It's
Is it one of those things that Goth Rage is about?
maybe it's a it's somebody that steps in, and it's not an ethic consultant. What was it that that Watsy talked about with the Hato Z, and that they had to bring in a new consultant to look over that?
Oh, they had. Oh, like yeah, no, I know what you mean
So
now.
you know what I'm talking about. Okay,
Um,
so instead of that type of, I mean, fine, have that type of consultant. That's fine, but have a lore consultant that what they say kind of has to go, like just to keep it all sensitivity consultant. Yeah, something. Yeah, I guess that Helio says sensitivity consultant.
yeah,
I think that's kind of, there's another term for it, but I can't think of, I don't remember what the term is. But have a consultant that looks at lore, looks at history,
hmm.
just to keep it from being miscongruent. Now, from a magic standpoint, we know that magic in some form has always existed in the Star Wars universe.
Hmm.
We know because, I mean, Uncle Ben refers to Obi-Wan as a wizard,
Hmm.
you know. And if you wanted to extend that out to some of the novels, I mean, there were some novels that were written.
Not even the novels. Look at the Ewok movies.
Yeah.
They're now technically canon, so
Yeah.
and they were made by George Lucas. So the Ewoks using magic. I mean, we know now that crap, what's her name? Was a Dathomir witch, but like, yeah, there was magic
Yeah.
in those movies.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I kind of have to. I mean, I do agree with you. I think that Acolyte could have worked, but I think that they got too focused on an agenda, and as a result, they bypassed the story,
Hmm.
and that I think was ultimately what people didn't like.
Also, nepotism.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, kind of like Rob Zombie having to always put his wife in everything. Not that Sherry Moon Zombie is not good. It's just putting her in his movies, the movie instantly becomes predictable as to what her role is going to be. And you know, I want to be surprised. I don't want to see the usual tropes and anyway.
No, I get that. But yeah, no, it Star Wars needs space goblins. Isn't that what Yoda is? And Grogu, RPG Dad? Uh,
Yeah.
even though I think Lucas has actually described him as like a elf or something like that. But yeah.
Space elf.
Although I personally love the joke that I think it was Frank Oz said that Yoda is actually the love child of Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just this completely out of the blue. I haven't seen the new Superman yet. I've been hearing some extremely mixed reviews about it.
As have
But
I.
in this past week, I just discovered that Superman and Lucy from I Love Lucy, they're in the same universe. Like Lucille Ball,
Mm.
that show is in the same universe as Superman. There was an episode of I Love Lucy where it's raining outside and she is going out to try to fix a gutter or something because it's clogged up or something like that. And Superman comes and she's out on a ledge and Superman flies up and helps her. I've never seen that episode. I've seen a lot of those episodes, but that was just, yeah, pretty bizarre. You're looking it up now, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Superman, I Love Lucy.
Wow. It's it's the
And he's just standing there. They're both just standing there, just getting completely drenched.
yeah.
Like there's no rain coming down at all. But yeah, I ran across that and I was like, whoa, that's kind of neat. And a lot of people know this. A lot of people don't. I didn't know this until about 7 years ago or so. Lucille Ball was one of the major pushes and investors with Gene Roddenberry to get Star Trek made.
Yeah, that probably sounds about right.
I just that I didn't know that either. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I remember reading somewhere about Lucille Ball being quite a
Yeah, philanthropist.
That's the word.
Yep.
Yeah, with like new shows that had like wacky like premises, but like
Yeah.
that dealt with something that had a message to it, and
Right.
yeah. So yeah. Didn't know it, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So I think that that's I think your fix for WotC, I think, is a valid one. I do think that there's always going to be a challenge to make older fans happy, but at the same time pull in newer fans. The issue I see is that WotC has been like, well, we're not going to really put forth any effort to make our older fans happy because they've already bought into the game. They're going to continue, and that's a bad assumption. But I think that's how they're looking at it, and I don't know. I guess newer players are really enjoying 5th edition stuff, and it's not a bad product. But this leads me to my second part of the question. framing everything, current 5th edition stuff, lore wise, WotC, in my opinion, has really dropped the ball. Okay. That's the framework. In your exposure to other games, how are other games doing lore? Like current, like when something new comes out, how are they being brief with the lore, or are they introducing some, like Spelljammer did a little three or four paragraphs, and then later coming out with a supplement book based on that little bit of setting?
I'm going to take two approaches here.
Okay.
From a cipher system standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
Monte Cook Games will have their white books. They'll include like a example setting within that white book, the genre book that it's about, like Weird West or cyberpunk or space or sci-fi, and that will generally be all that they will do for that, because it's to help you come up with your own thing, because they believe in their community wanting to create something.
Okay.
So they emphasize assisting the community to create their own thing rather than play something that already exists.
Okay.
That being said, you've got 300-page setting books like The Strange, Perdition, Numenera. Well, Numenera is technically like 600 because it's two core books, but
yeah, I was going to say, it's 2 books.
Yeah. But yeah, that when they do a setting and there's information, yeah. I mean, have you heard of Tolus?
No.
Okay, Tolus is Monte Cook's original setting that he designed for AD&D. He then made it, updated it when they were creating the D20 system for 3rd edition, and it was what they used to playtest the D20 system for that WotC developed for 3rd edition.
Well, I guess I feel like I'm not a D&D expert then, because no, I've never heard of this. Wow.
So he then recently, or I say recently, like sometime in the last 8 years, re-released Tolus for Cypher System and 5th edition, and it is somewhere in the neighborhood of a 400 to 500 page brick that also comes with physical handouts. For me, it's like $600, which is why I don't have it.
Yeah.
But it literally labels out this entire city and gives you everything in it. And yeah, I do not know what happened with Gossin Marine comments in the chat. That's weird. Hi, Gots. We were just speaking about you.
All good things, though.
Yes.
But, by the way, you've been promoted.
Yes. But yeah, like that setting is huge. If anyone wants like a more in-depth breakdown of that, Mr. Tarask has done 5 videos trying to break down that book, and counting. So it's a big one.
So they kind of do like Monte Cook Games kind of does both.
Yes.
Like they're doing currently what WotC is doing, by just giving you a little bit of information and letting you run with it yourself.
Yep.
But in these other books, they're giving you full lore so that you've got something to reference.
Yes.
And that's okay. So that is the exact example that I feel WotC should be doing. And specifically, and I mean, it wasn't, I wasn't privy to all of this until I did this latest Dragon Delves series of videos. You know, it didn't occur to me like Fizzbands, Treasury of Dragons, okay, created new lore that had not yet existed, or overwrote some that had previously existed, and specific to dragons. And the two examples I gave was the incubation period of eggs and the creation of eggs themselves. Like some eggs, when a dragon dies, they can the egg will, or the dragon will reincarnate itself in an egg from its burnt ashes or from its decomposing body. I mean, that's kind of a cool little tidbit of lore, but it's one paragraph or one sentence that's buried in this entire book. And it's like, okay, either I completely missed it when I first read that, you know, when it came out 2 or 3 years ago, or I completely ignored it. I don't remember. I had to have read it because I read the book, but.
And I have that book. I've read that book. That was news to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, wait a minute, what kind of Mandela effect are we going through? Has it always been this way, or did it just pop into existence because I don't know? It's weird.
Well, it's like when I can't remember who it was on your comment section on your Artificer video corrected both of us when the Artificer had appeared in Dragon Magazine #1.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I didn't know that. I mean,
I knew it had been in D&D since TSR. I thought it was 2nd edition.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But so I guess my point is, if they're going to, okay, so with Fizzbands, up until, well, last week, the week before, you know, all of my lore was pulling from lore, meaning older editions of the game.
Yeah.
And like the I can never say this, Draconomicon, whatever it is.
Draconomicon.
That one, yes, from 3rd edition. I mean, I felt that was kind of for dragons, that's kind of the holy Bible of information.
Yeah.
And as such, I mean, that's really where I pull my lore from for dragons and how they act and how you should react to them and all that stuff. I guess Fizzbands works with 5th edition, but I don't feel like it goes into the kind of detail that the Draconomicon, that book. What is it?
Draconomicon.
Yeah, that one. And I still can't say it right. I don't think that it goes into the same kind of detail. So again, I don't know what the solution there is. I mean, I don't want a complete reprint of that book for 5th edition. Well, maybe I do. I mean, maybe I do, but.
Well, I feel like there's a case for, like, you know, if you compare the original AD&D Draconomicon with the 3rd edition Draconomicon, there were updates made to it, updates to the information, what have you. New dragons, new things about dragons, whatever. But I think what's different is that a lot of what they seem to want to do in 5th edition is more, to us, I'll preface that, to us it seems like redacting swaths of lore rather than, or redacting and then simplifying or just straight up changing it to something cozy. Rather than like telling people about red dragons from D&D lore and then going into, hey, here's now a table of like new things that we think, you know, might be fun to explore
Right.
in your setting for dragons or something like
Right.
that, you know.
Right.
This is again something that Montecook Games did in the Cypher System, the Cypher Bestiary, where, you know, a 2-3 page spread of here's the Cypher System dragon, here's all the new things you can do with it, and you can take those examples and run with them on completely new and different changes.
Yeah.
I feel like WotC isn't mastering that last part.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. But then, okay, so there is a comment here by RPG Dad. Because of my attention span, I really don't enjoy huge lore dumps of campaign settings, and that's valid. I mean, that's I get that. That's one of the things that I super enjoy is the lore. But I do understand that viewpoint of just blocks of words, walls of words. I get that, and so again, that's where I say, I mean, it just makes me curious if you know that WotC struggles with that as well, and I'm wondering if that's, you know, if they even, if those are talks that are happening behind the scenes of, well, we don't want to give a wall of text for this lore. We want it to be available for folks to go do whatever they want to do. I just feel like I would be happier as a customer if I at least had that choice. Yes.
Here's a suggestion. Not that any company that I can think of comes to mind might be doing it. I say with entire sarcasm in mind. But maybe you should provide setting books that have all those words in them that, you know, might otherwise drive off people, but maybe on like the second and third page into like just after the, you know, table of contents for the book, maybe this is a bit of a weird idea, but maybe you put a page, right? A page, and you provide, I don't know, a link with the address to maybe a channel, a YouTube channel that has chunks of the lore in it for you to easily digest. I'm not calling out anyone here specifically. Definitely no one who could be classified as a company of, say, chaoticness or chaos. Yeah, definitely not any kind of chaos company. Definitely no one obsessed with Call of Cthulhu. Okay, just so we're clear. But if a company were to do that, that might be a way for you, people who do have trouble reading. That includes myself, digesting lots of lore and information.
Yeah. Well, and evidently me, because, you know, like I said, the whole Fizzbands thing, you know, and that makes me wonder, okay, well, shit, I thought my reading skills were okay, but maybe they're not. So what else am I missing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that concept too. And I think to a degree, what's the company that's behind Dragon Bane?
Goodman Games, is that?
No, it's not Goodman Games. It's
Free League.
Free League, yeah, Free League. They have a channel, and they kind of do something like that. because their stuff is Dragonbane is very uh, setting information light,
Hmm.
and they really kind of leave it up to the people playing to develop the settings.
Hmm.
But in watching some of their videos, they do offer up some setting information that's not in the books. Um,
Oh yeah, now that lazy guy appears.
yeah, of course. He's in the chat. I wonder if he's driving.
I bet he's driving.
He's driving and texting.
Oh.
So in my mind's eye, that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah. Don't crash.
Yeah.
Because okay, so I would be okay if WotC did like a concept like that, where they do these chunks of lore videos on their channel.
Mm-hmm.
But my problem is that we categorically cannot rely on WotC to keep anything for more than 5 years at a time.
Right.
Because, let's take 3rd edition. They put up a lot of erratas and stuff on their website. Then they updated their website when they released 4th edition, and all those 3rd edition erratas disappeared.
Right.
And if any of them got saved, then that's how they've continued. Otherwise, there's erratas for Tome of Magic for 3rd edition, which just don't exist anywhere other than people referencing them, but
Right.
the Wayback Machine doesn't have them. So they're just gone.
They currently reside on home computers.
Mm. And it's I would love WotC to be able to, yes, WotC to be able to, actually keep their word, but their history. And I've brought this up many times before in conversations that we've had. I just can't trust WotC to actually keep to their word.
Right.
I would love them to change and be able to, say they're going to do something and then.
Yeah, and I get that. And I don't want to, this whole conversation to turn into pro WotC or anti WotC. I mean, that wasn't the point of it. It was but I recognize that there is they have lost a lot of customers. I don't think anybody can deny that. Yes, they've gained new customers, and again, I don't think anybody can deny that either. But I think it's a fixable situation, and I think how you just spelled it out, I think is I mean, that's almost the exact approach that I had in my mind. I don't know, and it just kind of blows my mind that they don't see that. And then, I mean, the recent firing of or letting go, furloughing, whatever you call it, of Todd. I mean, there's a part of me that didn't like the videos that of his interviews that they were doing on the official WotC channel, specifically because it made me feel like he didn't have the freedom to ask the questions that he really wanted to ask and do the deep diving into, the stuff that he wanted to explore. Like it almost kind of felt like he had pre-made questions, that WotC came up with, and he was just the face there.
Oh, you mean if you went back and looked at his old interviewing style and asking questions, and then looked at everything he did for the 2024 edition and compared them, and it looked like he had no soul when he was asking 2024 questions?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see what his new channel brings. I am kind of curious to see that. Anyway, next topic.
So we could either go into what my other example was going to be, or we
Okay.
can address the dagger in the room.
Let's do both.
Okay. My other example was going to be Fantasy Age.
The old RPG?
No, the Green Ronin Publishing one.
Okay.
Yep. I'd have to go into Laundry to get it. Yeah, so that one, like, you've got the core rulebook, but then you've got, like, you know, the Dragon Age version of it. You've got the Blue Rose version. You've got the Expanse version. You know, that also brings in this, you know, you've got the core rules, and then you've got, like, how they've used the core rules in these different ways, from high fantasy to, from dark fantasy, I guess, to science fiction. And I think that WotC could maybe learn from looking at what other companies are doing and, you know, taking a clue.
And you know, you bring up an excellent point. If in any industry I have ever worked in, even in the current one, you know, that I'm in right now, I do, you know, and I do printing. I work at a print shop. For me to stay relevant, I have to look at what specifically around me. I have to look at pricing of what my local competitors are doing. If I'm grossly undercharging or grossly overcharging, if I'm grossly undercharging, then people are going to flock to me and I'm not going to have time for anything. If I grossly overcharge, I'm not going to have any customers coming to me at all, period. For me to stay relevant, I have to look at what my peers around me are doing. By virtue, WotC has to look at what other game companies are doing. They have to recognize what's working and what's not working. And so you're hitting the nail on the head.
And they definitely need to not take the approach that BioWare took, which was, oh, Skyrim did well, let's try to copy Skyrim. Yeah. Oh, Borderlands is doing well, let's try to copy Borderlands. Like, do you remember where your franchise started with Dragon Age? Your cartoony, colorful doesn't match the Marilyn Manson music trailer of your first game, where it's dark, everything is raining, and there's a slaughter of a war going on. Oh, look. Googly-eyed monsters. Everything looks like it came out of a cartoon. Where did it start from? Oh, blood, gore, people being massacred, and Marilyn Manson. Sure, guys, you're keeping the theme.
Yeah, you're keeping the faith. Yeah.
That's the wrong lesson. Yeah, absolutely look at what other people are doing, but don't just copy it.
Yeah.
Things have an identity for a reason. People like those things for a reason. How I don't it I'm getting triggered, as the kids would say.
I get it, because it's frustrating, you know, and I think that's, I don't think anybody could argue that you and I are both fans of D&D. Maybe different versions of it, different editions of it, sure. But I think that plays into a lot of the frustration, because I don't want to see something that I've invested years of money, years of time, and years of creativity in playing. I don't want to see that fall by the wayside.
Hmm.
And I mean, yeah, I could just as easily as you'll appreciate this is I'm going to make the transition here. I could just as easily jump over to Daggerheart and start playing that, and in a warped way, it will still be Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons as the generic term of just role playing. Um,
See, my problem there is I don't mind on a cultural level that kind of terminology,
sure,
but in a digital landscape, that kind of terminology only favors that brand.
right, right,
And that is where I've had many conversations with Tori
yeah, yeah,
about that. Like I agree. It like from a I mean, we don't really much do it here per se in Australia, but like I get the whole, oh, I need to get a Panadol for a headache. I need to get a Kleenex for yeah, I get that kind of like, you know, this is a recognizable brand thing.
I asked somebody for some. Can I get some Kleenex? I guess this was yesterday or Friday. I don't remember. And it doesn't matter. I asked for
Mhm.
some Kleenex, and they brought me a roll of toilet paper. I mean, to blow my nose, and effectively, you know what, does the exact same damn thing. So, I mean, yeah, yeah, I get where you're going.
Mm.
I get where you're going.
But sorry, just because you mentioned toilet paper, if you're in Australia and you hear about, say, a shortage of, like, I don't know, toilet paper in another country, don't be a goddamn fucking dumbass cunt and start buying up toilet paper here. We make it here. We make more than enough here in this country. It gets spread out. And we've always got supplies. Only when you're a fucking retard and go to a store, buy 50, like 48 packs, and then figure
Yeah.
out that, oh, I can't get rid of it now because everyone's dropping the prices because there's still lots of, toilet paper around because we make it here. And then you try to take it back to the store and they laugh in your face. You deserve
Right.
to be having that company laugh in your face for being a fucking dickhead.
Rumor has it that there's still people that were hoarding toilet paper here in the States that still haven't gone through their entire supply of it yet.
I would love it to be true. And I would even more love it if one day they are in a region of a flood and all their supply gets flooded out. So it gets wasted. Because that would be some serious universal karma. And yes, Helios, I know, Dunny rolls, I should be saying that, but I'm trying to be more universal so everyone understands what I'm saying. But yes, okay, so Dagger in the Dark. Sorry,
Yeah.
Dagger in the Heart. Um, I see all the buzz. I've seen positive things about it. I've seen negative things about it.
Mhm.
I don't care because I don't like those people. And I'm not going
Um,
to touch it.
yeah, I mean, I was never a big fan of Critical Role. Oh, hope that doesn't piss anybody off. Um, I don't care about watching live plays.
Hmm.
I don't know, just it didn't do anything for me. Um, so I mean, I I don't know like controversy or in-depth detail about any of the people involved. I know who they are, just by extension of me being aware of Critical Role.
Hmm.
But I don't know anything about Daggerheart. I have not really I haven't really dug deep into what it is, how it is, or anything like that.
Mm.
Um, Mainly because, and I'll be honest with you, it's mainly because I don't have. I Best way I can describe it. If I was doing book reviews, I wouldn't do a book review for a subject that I don't know about,
Hmm.
or that I don't have an interest in. And Daggerheart is one of those. I just, I like what I like, and I don't know. I'm rambling.
I So I think one of the most balanced reviews I've heard of it, and anyone who's playing it, feel free to be like, yeah, no, you're wrong, or whatever. Honestly, I'm not going to give a flying fuck. But regardless, uh, I think the most apt review I've heard of it, my takeaway was this is a game that has taken ideas from other popular titles that aren't D&D to make them into a cohesive working system built on, I think it's built on Powered by the Apocalypse or something like that. But to me, it just sounds like a kind of. Okay, actually, no, I'll phrase it like this. Why would I play this system when I can play one of those or all of those elements better in a different system?
Right.
Like, for me, it doesn't feel like there's anything worthwhile in Daggerheart that I'm going to get out of it. I mean, the card system idea for all your abilities and spells and all that shit, nice idea, but just as conveniently, I could just do that in my own games.
Right.
Oh, look, spell card, weapon card. Oh, this one's a custom one. I'll just write all the modifications on it. I don't even that gimmick of it, and I'm being nice. I'm being nice. I'm not trying to. I'm
Yeah.
not inserting my capitalism hate right here where I otherwise would. But in something like that, I feel like you could do that in any system.
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't see what Daggerheart gives me to learn new that I can't already learn from Cypher System, Fantasy Age, Call of Cthulhu, basic role playing, Genesis, Shadowrun, Cyberpunk.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And so, okay. I first want to say what Goth says. Daggerheart is D&D, which leans more heavily into the theater kid crowd without shying away from saying that it is for the theater kid crowd. Okay. I think that really sums it up. They're trying to go from a diceless system, or I mean, sorry, they're trying to go from a dice heavy system to one that doesn't depend on rolls, and focus again, like what Helio says, more role play and less rolling dice to play.
Hmm.
I'm a big advocate of that. I would prefer to sit down and role play games than roll dice for every little thing. That, in fact, was a very hot topic in one of my more recent videos. But at the same time, I think that's one of the appeals to me for games like Shadow Dark, Mortborg, Pirate Borg. They're very even Dragonbane. Those games are all very dice rolling light, and focus more on the role-playing aspect. That said, all of those games, I can still play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, like the brand Dungeons and Dragons. I can still play that and minimize the use of dice and focus more on the role playing. So I don't necessarily need a game like Shadow Dark. I don't have to have a copy of Shadow Dark to put those kind of elements and those kind of mechanics into my D&D brand setting game. I choose to play Shadow Dark because when that's on the table, that sets the expectation to everybody, at the table, this is the system we're going to use. Instead of me telling everybody on the front end, okay, well, this Vecna adventure, we're not going to use dice. We're going to use cards instead. It creates an air of confusion. Like, what? So if I had Daggerheart and I put that on the table, and if they had a Vecna, a Vecna type version of that in that game, then people already have that preconceived notion that we're going to more role play this interaction instead of depend on dice to figure it out. That said, I think that's one of the bigger appeals that I have for the White Book's Monte Cook's games, and that book system is that you can, as you pointed out, you can have a wide genre of games to play with that specific system. I mean, let's face it, Dungeons and Dragons does not really lend itself over to playing sci-fi. It really doesn't lend itself over to playing horror. You can play those, but that's not your that's not where the mindset goes when you sit down to play. When you crack open the player's handbook or the monster manual or the dungeon master's guide, you don't automatically think sci-fi. Yeah, there's laser weapons in the DMG, sure, but you don't think that. And I think that perception goes a very long way too.
I would be remiss if I don't bring up not our last Talking Drek, but the one before that, where I had to vent out my heavily disgruntled frustration with the latest White Book from Monte Cook Games. I won't show any bias. I will call out a company that I like, who otherwise make a good product, who then insert dumb fuckery. So just know people. Yeah, Cypher might be one of my 2 preferred games, but well, now that Catalyst Game Labs wants to fuck over everyone in Australia, you fucking cunts. BattleTech and Shadowrun were my fucking thing. Fucking stupid cunts.
Come back. I want to come back to that in a second when you're done with this.
Yeah.
So remind me of that.
But yeah, I just wanted to point out that just in case anyone thinks that I might be like being biased towards like Monte Cook games and Cypher System, no, I'm not. I will call out their bullshit when they bullshit. And I did. And you can go watch a almost 2-hour video of me complaining about their bullshit. Anyway, go.
Okay, so you said BattleTech was one of your things. Have you heard any rumors or have you seen any indication that Monte Cook Games will be doing something along that lines?
What, like over?
Like a mech-based game.
Technically no, but the Sci-Fi White Book does have mechs in it.
Okay.
Yes. Why is that?
Well, it just because they have and the specific reason I ask. This will be topic 3. Okay, this will be topic 3, and we're going to go all in pro Monte Cook white books here. Okay,
Sure.
look across the role playing landscape,
Mm-hmm.
and immediately let's identify what holes are missing. I think that you've got, and we can say specifics. I mean, like BattleTech. I think that there is a missing, like, and for current day and age, there is a mech based role playing game. I can't think of anything out there that's current and mainstream. Same thing goes with Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who. And I'm trying to think of, like, just the more popular pop culture type stuff. If I was at Monte Cook Games, that's what I would be looking at. I would be looking across the landscape and going, okay, now we don't necessarily have to produce what is the latest book? How many pages is it?
Let me just bring up the PDF. I'll give you a rough estimate of that. Keep going. I'll get back to you. Neon Rain. About 230 pages.
Okay, so a little over 200 pages.
Yep.
So again, this goes back to, let's look at what other companies are doing. We know that the next the Artificer book for D&D is going to be about 112 pages. So this is what I'd be looking at. Do we have to put out a 230 page book for mechs? No, we don't have to put out that big of a book, but we could put out a supplement that's half the size that would allow people to convert or play fully mechs. Let's develop that. Let's come up with our generic space-faring game. Again, it could be, half the book page, 100 pages, 115 pages, or because that's a bigger genre, bigger slice of the landscape, we could do a 250 page book. Let's look at other things out there. What if somebody wants to play a role-playing game that is all about what's one of the more crazy, bizarre ones? Diablo. Okay. Why not produce something like that? How about this one? A single player game. Not solo, but single player. So for the DM and one player. Let's create a 70-page document for that. I mean, the possibilities are just, they're endless. Specific to the white books, because of the system itself lends to all these other genres. Yeah, okay, given, and correct me if I'm wrong, don't some of them give you, like, at the beginning of each book, like, this is how you would normally play, but to play this genre, here's this little bit of new stuff to add into it, or these are things that you should probably ignore from the past ones?
Yeah, so they'll offer a
Conversion sort of.
conversion sort of thing. Like they'll
Yeah.
point out, like with the recent Cyberpunk one, Neon Rain,
Mhm.
in like the class section or types, descriptors, which is like your race or your kind of trademark trait,
Right.
your focus. They have new ones that are added specifically for a cyberpunk setting, and they also give a list from the red book, the Cypher System rulebook, what ones go with this kind of genre.
Right. Right.
And they'll do that for creatures and enemies and
Yeah.
everything.
So I mean, I don't know. I think that and it doesn't necessarily even have to be put out there as a physical book. It could just as easily be digital. Um, and Monte Cook Games, they've always been real big about doing Kickstarters. But if you're going to produce it and it's a 70-page book,
Hmm.
100-page book, whatever. I mean, I would think that that's something you could easily come up with, develop, throw on Kickstarter, recoup whatever expenses are out there, and everything there is just going to be a cherry on top. It's going to be extra revenue. And I think if a company can do something like that,
Hmm.
man, I mean, think about that. Think about the crossover potential. Think about create a kids version game. Like look at what Renegade Games is doing. They've got GI Joe, like what Gurr is doing. He's currently going through the My Pretty Pony or My Little Pony, and all of that stuff could kind of technically be played together, but it's clearly for a different audience.
Hmm.
Why can't the white books do the exact same thing?
So, funny story.
Driving this nickel in.
Monte Cook Games does put smaller supplement type things up on their website. They also put them up for on Drive-Thru RPG, and usually allow them to be print on demands.
There you go.
So, yep.
Yeah.
It's just, I think they originally did that more proactively when they first got started with Numenera and then creating the Strange and then the Cypher system. But because of the slow movement of their original stuff, I think that's why they pulled them back to being PDFs only with print on demand available on Drive-Thru RPG.
Yeah.
However,
there's a cost involved in printing that stuff for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, I know for a fact that one of the reasons why one of their hottest games only gets released through Kickstarter is because it's so goddamn expensive to make, which is Invisible Sun. I would love to play that game. It is basically like a combination of it's kind of like Shadowrun meets Mage the Awakening. Or Mage the Ascension.
Ascension,
yeah. Where basically you're magic and there's different groups of magic people, and because you're now awakened to it, you now see the world as it is.
Right.
And there's weird shit. There's people with book heads, and they're very easy to read.
Do you think that Monte Cook Games could get away with recreating what?
Slut water?
I mean, I still can't get over that one. No, if they could get away with recreating Vampire the Masquerade, come out with a white book, I don't know what you'd call it, Creatures of the Night, whatever.
Stay alive. Stay alive.
Sure. And then a year later, Mage. A year later, Werewolves. That can all be played in the same, in that same setting, system, whatever. Do you think they could get away with doing that, or do you think that would just be too obvious of a blatant ripoff of White Wolf?
I think they're already subtly doing it. Because, as I jokingly just referenced before, Stay Alive is a horror book that gives you character options for vampires and werewolves. It's Only Magic gives you characters who are innately magical and brings more ability powers into character creation and options and things like that. Yeah, no, they're kind of already doing that. So with the core rulebook and a couple of white books, you absolutely could do a
World of Darkness
yeah.
setting-ish thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I mean, I'm curious if they're even still around. The wiki says that they are still around.
What, World of Darkness?
Yeah, well, that White Wolf Publishing is. So it
Well,
looks like
technically, but do you know who they're released through now?
it shows here Paradox Interactive.
Yes, but the current books for Mage, the Awakening, Werewolf, The Hunt, no, Vampire, Werewolf, Mage.
Mm-hmm.
The books are being released by Renegade Game Studios.
Really?
The My Little Pony people. Yep.
Really?
Uh-huh. Go on their website.
Now, let me tell you, if that doesn't open up a world of possibilities.
Transformers, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, My Little
No,
Pony.
I'm thinking even more
Vampire.
simple than that. I'm thinking like vampiric ponies.
Why not?
I mean, why not? Huh.
And
I mean,
yes,
you want to go for some crazy role playing.
So RPG Dad, just quickly, yes, Monty Cook was did develop World of Darkness stuff.
Yeah.
Back a long time ago. Yes. Again, not trying to be a shill for Monty Cook, but when you're kind of a veteran of the industry for that long, you're going to have touched a few things.
Yeah. And I don't think it's being shilled necessarily. I think it's just recognizing. I think it's more recognizing what a company is doing right for the customer, for the type of customer that we are, that you and I are. And honestly, I mean, I'm really kind of leaning a bit more towards wanting to get into that system. You know, I mean, I've kind of dipped my toes into the white books. It is a difficult. I'll put it this way: with as invested as I have been in Dungeons and Dragons, both just in my own history of playing. I mean, shit, I've been playing D&D since the 80s. So I mean, not only do I have time invested in it, but I also have, of course, a lot of money invested in it.
Hey, you and me both.
Yeah, it is a difficult thing for me to just abandon and start fresh from the beginning.
And I will just say quickly to interject.
Yeah.
For anyone listening to this, I already have had to abandon a game I've been playing longer than Dungeons and Dragons, Shadowrun, and I have pools of D6s that are now barely being used because most of the other games that I play do not use dice pool systems. So I've got tubs of D6s.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm same way. I mean, I've got these all over the place. I mean, you know what this is? This is from Mage.
Mm.
I mean, the D10 system. I mean, I've got probably 7 bagfuls of just when I say bags, I'm talking about the only kind of true dice bag there is, Crown Royal. 7 bagfuls of D10s.
Hey,
I mean, I could open my own dice company with them.
You're not allowed to say that on here. We don't get them. We don't get the dice bag company with free samples of alcohol in
Really?
Australia. Yeah, no, we don't.
What? Wait. Okay, this is the fourth topic. We're going to talk about alcohol in Australia. So you go to the liquor store. What? How? What?
Next door,
How's
yes.
next door?
Yeah, I live next door to a pub, dude.
What the hell are you doing here on this channel right now? Then
Not getting drunk.
why not? No, I don't advocate that for anybody. Um,
I will.
no, yeah. So you go, and I'm talking about like wherever you would go to buy like a bottle of whiskey or bourbon or whatever.
Yeah, okay, so the
They
bottle
don't.
next door. Yep.
Okay, so but they don't come with bags,
No,
huh?
we
Wow.
used to have, and like the actual stores.
Hmm.
I know that they can get sometimes more exotic. I say exotic. Um, more exotic versions of bottles and things like that in. Like
Sure.
I've got, as I call it, I've got a tequila bottle with a bling chain around it, and I've got another tequila bottle that has a sombrero lid.
Nice.
I
That's
have
cool.
no idea where they came from. They predate me. They were my mum's bottles.
Wow.
I just kept them.
Yeah,
Um, there's nothing in them anymore. They were drunk. uh, but
makes sense.
yeah, like we do have like these weird novelty, you know, drink things. But yeah, no, we don't have ones that dice bags that come with free samples of alcohol.
Hmm.
Yeah, don't try to send me one. You tried, it didn't arrive.
It, it's expensive.
Yeah, there's that part too.
Hmm. Well, that's all I have.
Yeah.
So, how are you feeling today?
No one's gonna get that joke.
Probably not.
None of them were here at the beginning
That's
when we
right.
were doing that.
That's right. I get the joke, and I think that's what's so funny about it.
It's funny to me. Yeah. And I mean, if you're not making yourself laugh, then what's the point of a joke?
Exactly. I mean, can you imagine when he got up on stage and started singing the Mighty Mouse song? Like when he did that for the first time, can you imagine just the humor that was going through his mind alone? The stinger? I'm
Yes, I
reading the
just
chat.
yeah, no, so was I, and I just uh I heard what you said, but I also was suffering from high school flashbacks. Um
I'm cool with going to high school flashbacks. So
no, no. Um I was
that
the
bad, huh?
youngest. I was the youngest in my school in my school year. So I technically did not drink because I would have been underage.
Technically, yeah. Of course not. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Kaufman. We at the beginning of this stream, we were talking about Andy Kaufman and his style of humor, and yeah,
And how we're gluttons for punishment that are only out to amuse ourselves.
yeah.
Yes. Man, Helios, dude, yeah. Uh, yeah,
So tell me about this stinger. It was test tubes with different color of
vodka, yeah. So, uh,
that bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, my memory is like right now. If you could see my memory, it looks like an LSD trip.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not great.
So like how many different test tubes were there? How many different colors? Was it like the whole rainbow or
Depends on the bar. At the very
wow.
least, at the very least, Roy G. Biv. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that's a pretty good gamut of colors.
Yeah. Well, back then we had a lot more colors because fucking Australia, man. Uh,
Sure.
w- w-
Sure.
yeah, back 90s, 80s, 90s Australia, we had a lot more flavors of cordial, and let's keep saying cordial. Um, and so we had a lot more options of colors and adding them to vodka shots. And no, I'm not saying anything else.
Understood. Yeah.
Helios, you naughty person.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Fijian beers aren't bad. We get a lot of the Pacific beverages, so yeah.
I've never been a fan of beer.
Yeah, I'm a spirits person myself
Yeah.
too, so
I mean, and I sound like I drink all the time. I don't. I mean, I might. I had some last night, some vanilla Crown Royal, and I can't think. I probably the last time to that I had anything was probably a month ago. So
okay. I have to bring this up. Yes, to any Americans, this is a thing. It's
yeah,
amazing, and this has been a thing, had been a thing in Australia for like years because I've got several of my mum's cocktail books, and it's in those. So
so is it like okay, the term jelly used there, is that like you open it up, spread it on toast type, or is this
uh,
more like a like Jello?
what you would call Jello. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we've had those for I mean since before I was born. So
Mm.
yeah,
Oh yeah, the good old Bundaberg rum. Oh man. Not I was going to say panda. The polar bear. Bundaberg rum polar bear. Oh my god,
like
you
from
should check.
Lost,
Huh?
like polar bear from Lost.
I didn't watch that show.
I was pretty good. We're rewatching it, and we're on the final season now. So
um. Oh man. Did we want to go back to the talking RPGs, or are we just trailing off from here?
I,
Mm,
it's your show. I mean, I'm just bouncing.
mm.
I'm bouncing around from topic to topic. So
Oh hey, here's something fun. We had a incident in a mall. Guy went around with a machete in a
oh
mall.
wow.
Yeah, and the police shot him dead.
Eh, well, there you go.
Hmm. So, for the record, uh, overseas people, um, while guns are regulated in Australia, the police do have them, and they will use them on your ass if you're a active threat.
Of course.
And in case you're wondering, gun beat machete.
I mean, in a very weird rock paper scissors game, yes, I can see gun beating machete every time. Yeah, I like that. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah. But yeah, so I found that interesting because I can't remember what I was watching, but someone had been saying that like Australia is like the UK where like our cops don't carry guns, and all I could think of was, no, they do. They very much do. I've seen the cops, like, on one side is a black gun, and on the other side is a yellow one, the taser.
It's a taser, yeah.
Yeah. They can go at you with non-lethal force, or they can go at you with lethal force. They have an option. It depends on how much of a dick you're being.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. Or as a popular YouTube channel podcast will say, or one of the people on there, fuck around and find out.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Like, oh man. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
no,
I
you
can
go.
say in the States there is a lot of fuckery and a lot of finding out going on.
Oh, dude, we've been watching a channel called Code Blue Cam,
Yeah.
and a lot of their videos focus on like police camera footage from Wisconsin. I swear, half these people are like, you wanted cops to record things, and now they're recording things, and you want them to stop recording things. I wonder why. Stop being an idiot.
There's a lot of idiots.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, I 100% know that there's idiots in Australia too, but like, fuck. Like, right before the pandemic, we had an epidemic, and I'm using that word, of soccer mums on meth.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Which terrifies the fuck out of me, because it means that they were doing meth right before going to pick up their kids and bring them home from school.
Yeah.
So that whole thing would have been under a meth haze. And as someone who now has children in what we call primary school, what you call elementary school, I understand the reasoning. I could use a little bit of meth getting through that ordeal too. But I don't, because then I could be a danger to other people. It's something you do after you're no longer a danger to other people, not while you could be a danger to other people. Let's just have some decency here, people.
If you're going to do meth responsibly.
Exactly.
I'm not sure that I like my camera and my angle here, because it's I just noticed I was stretching and it's hiding my Jason Voorhees stuff, like me sitting here, and I don't like that. I like Jason to be a part of because he stands by silently in every stream I do.
Maybe like slightly closer to the, like if the camera was slightly closer to the window, and so you can just see the Jason thing. I mean, that works too. Yeah. I was thinking the other way, like you move the camera slightly over and then he's on your other side shoulder. Or not.
I don't know. I got to play with it.
Yeah, play around with it.
Because now I'm like, I have to make it look like I'm looking at the camera. Now I can't see anything peripheral. But Jason is there. Jason is there.
Yes.
He's wearing my wizard robes today.
Ah. So, Magic Jason.
Yes, Magic Jason. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I've got... Come on. Nope, I can't get it to appear. Right there behind me is a bag holder monster, a plastic bag holder monster that Grim made. So when the camera fucks up a little bit enough, and yeah, you can just see it
Yeah.
above my head now. Yeah, that's what that is right there. That's a monster that holds plastic bags.
Yeah.
Usually freezer bags, but yeah.
I get it. If I had a flaming beard, the stream would be on fire. I mean, yeah. I guess if my shirt was flaming too, it would be on fire. Right.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that's one of the other things. I was actually gonna like talk to you about politics too, because I wanted to have I know politics is a fun
Oh boy.
discussion with you. And I know I
Oh boy.
ruined you with the whole politics thing during the previous discussion.
All right, let's jump into it.
No, I didn't finish doing the research on your political parties that I wanted to do for that
I can
discussion.
guarantee you, whatever research you have already done, you already know more about my political parties than I do. I guarantee it.
I'm not sure if I've heard of Ellen or Elona. Gus, what you talking about? Because, yep. That one.
I see there's a game on Steam called Ellen, ELIN, a sandbox open world RPG based on roguelike gameplay. That one? Or Ilana is also a video game, which is also a single player roguelike game. So which one? Oh, they're both the same. Okay. RPGs that are very, very sandbox. I guess it's a online role-playing game.
Nope, never heard of it.
I hadn't either. I would really like to see the Ultima games come back. Those are real big in the 80s, 90s, early 90s anyway.
I think GOG has them.
They do, and I've got them all.
them.
I do have them all here on my computer, and I've been playing through them. But I don't know. I would like to see a current day and age of it. And for a while, I tried to play the Ultima Online, their online version. And it was I didn't care for it at all. There's too much PvP going on in it, and I couldn't do anything. But yeah. I am kind of a fan of the 8-bit graphics, 16-bit graphics.
Yeah, that kind of thing will never go out of style for me. I grew up on that stuff as well.
Yeah. Now I'm going down nostalgia road, looking at graphics. Old games, long gone.
Yeah. Kind of sucks how many of those old games kind of just don't exist anymore. even if
Yeah.
you've got the game. Like I have the Microsoft MechWarrior 4 game line from the collection, and I physically have them. They are entirely occupied on the CD-ROMs that they came on, right?
Mm-hmm.
My computer has a disk tray, but they won't run on modern systems.
Uh,
And the emulator that used to exist doesn't exist anymore.
yeah.
Oh, it might, but all the links to it are all dead. So, yeah, that annoys the fuck out of me. But
Yeah, it almost makes you want to I don't know, have like uh, a Commodore 64 or like something an Amiga system,
a Windows Vista.
Yeah, Windows Vista. Uh, and I as much as I do miss those kind of systems, I really like the flat screen monitors nowadays. Just because of the amount of space that it saves on my desktop,
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, are those old CRT monitors that were like 50 pounds a piece? Yeah.
Gur. Yes, Death of a Game series. Absolutely nostalgia baiting fun to watch and Nerd Slayer's breakdowns. So, Helios, technically speaking, Netscape Navigator still exists. Technically, it's Firefox. Oh man, Land Knights. Oh.
Yeah. We had back when Game Masters was a physical store, we had 20 land computers, 19 of them. One of them was the server, and we would get on and play. I mean, we would have what was the big one? Duke Nukem, Quake, and there was oh god, what was it? It was the multiplayer version of Quake that came out, and Quake 3 or something. And I mean, we would just spend hours playing it. And I miss that. We charged $5 an hour to play.
I remember we would gather at like a friend's place with our oh man, what was that? Xbox or Xbox 360s, and we would LAN play. It was either the first or second Halo, and we would do a weekend of just like fucking doing that, and oh man. I mean, that was during the day, and then at night, go reference Helios's prior "Do You Remember in Australia" stuff, and that's what we were doing at night.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man, getting all nostalgic now.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, okay, so speaking of nostalgic, I mean, what do you think that like your kids when they get to be teenagers? What is the stuff that do you think that they're going to be doing that they're going to reminisce about when they're 40, 50 years old? That's the kind of shit that I think about. It's like what stands out memory-wise in my kids that they're going to reminisce about? The good old days, stuff like that.
Well, I have no idea about my boy, but my girl, she will probably be reminiscing about building Legos with Dad because we've been building Legos. I say we. She's
I
been
know.
playing. She's been playing with the minifigs while I
Right.
make everything.
Right.
And watching The Mandalorian and like the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s and things like that.
Yeah.
Like I hooked her early on, so like she's into the 90s stuff, and I'm happy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I must wait until Grim is not around before I can subject her to the 80s, however, because Grim has told me I'm not allowed to subject the kids to the 80s while as long as she's around, so.
Well,
Well,
what about Thundercats? Well, Thundercats was kind of late 80s, early 90s, though.
things like that are okay. Those aren't the things I'm talking about. I'm talking about 80s kids movies. You know, lovely little things like The Dark Crystal and The Goonies. And let's be fair, Watership Down and Labyrinth, the movie that gave us the joy of David Bowie. For kids.
Yeah, there's a lot there to enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, you could always start them off with a never-ending story. Oh, well, I was going to say that's pretty harmless, but there is the whole horse scene in the swamp. That still makes me want to cry. Yeah. And then there's The Last Unicorn. God, 80s movies were really dark for us, weren't they? Oh, what about the Singing Hobbit movie? You know, the cartoon?
Oh, the
Adventures of Bilbo Baggins or whatever they called it. I mean, it was The Hobbit, but
was that the Ralph Bakshi one?
I think so.
Mm.
The one that, I mean, it was basically a musical cartoon.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like that one was RPG Dad. Legend is on the list. Trust me.
Oh, Legend, yeah. Man, there were a lot of really good ones. Well, that's a weird looking car you're in.
Yeah, because I'm home now instead of being somewhere over the Caribbean.
So when do you fly out?
Well, I was supposed to fly out last night, but now it's tonight, theoretically.
What was the reasoning for the Lady Hawk's another one? What was the reasoning for the cancellation?
We didn't get one.
What?
At least I.
So you need to. So are you complaining and doing the right thing? Are you pulling out your inner Karen and getting a?
It was really late last. It was it was like 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, Game Masters, you're not allowed to say pulling out for anything.
Are you inserting your inner Karen?
I don't think that makes that statement any better.
Probably not.
No,
Are you summoning your inner Karen? No, listen, I look at it this way. You were supposed to check into a hotel, so you've lost that money.
Right. Well, again, I haven't started looking at any of that. I'm not worried.
You need to.
I should. That's the crazy thing. Like in the UK and EU, like they literally have a law that like if you're delayed more than like 3 hours, like they must compensate you anywhere from like $300 to $600.
Yeah.
Here it's like, they don't have to do anything.
I can't believe that they didn't give you a reason as to why it was canceled.
They might have if I went up to the desk and asked, but it's just like whatever at this point. Because like it was supposed to just be delayed until 8 a.m. And then so I set my alarm for 6 o'clock. We just went back to my parents' house because they're just a few miles from the airport. We were actually going to fly out with them. And so I set my alarm for 6. It goes off, and I look at the notifications, and it's like, oh, you're flying out tonight now. So it's basically like a 24-hour delay from the original booking.
And you were flying where?
Turks and Caicos. So basically Southern Caribbean. It's like 100 miles north of Haiti.
Turks and Caicos, okay.
Last I checked, that part of the world wasn't in active military conflict. So what's going
on? My theory, like my mom was saying that they used to know someone who worked for American Airlines. And like if the plane was only like 90% full, they'd just cancel the flight, and didn't care. So it's like, all right. Anyways,
but see, you not being there today directly impacts me.
Because now you have to talk to me.
No, because you're not able to take your phone and get me some beef footage.
That's true. If we fully get canceled from going, then you're not getting any at all. But
so I think we now have a class action lawsuit.
We have a 2-person class. Anyways,
I'll join in on that because now you're taking over my stream by discussing this.
Okay,
so now you're impacting me.
Brian started it. Okay, I just showed up. No, you guys started talking about all the nostalgia stuff, and it's like I have like direct experience with this whole topic because like I'm watching or actually yesterday we had Maverick over and but like I'm constantly like if I'm just sitting here, like usually I'll have like some political thing playing on YouTube, talking about news or whatever. But if I'm sitting here with Maverick, I'll turn that off and like YouTube literally just has like a constant stream of G.I. Joe. And it's like, oh, just turn that on. And what's funny is sometimes I'm like, oh, I remember that episode. And sometimes I'm like, how have I never seen that episode?
Is it just
I am the Viper. I am here to vipe the windows.
Right?
Is it just the original G.I. Joe cartoon, or is it like G.I. Joe Extreme and the other?
They have different streams for the other ones.
Okay.
But this one is just the Sunbow cartoon. So not even the Deke ones that came later.
Oh.
No, it's anyways, but they have that. They have Transformers. Like you can find all of that just on YouTube and like just straight up legit. So it's not like you have to go and find,
Yeah. No, I've
Bob 27 JRQ.
Yeah. No, I'm subscribed to the official Power Rangers channel specifically for that.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is it is this constant stream. So like you can't just like you can't pick a spot. Like basically you get whatever is playing at the time. And Helios, you're dead to me. Oh my gosh, that is I hate.
Oh, I love the whole Serpentor. I loved that.
Oh no, Serpentor was fine. No, Cobra Law from the G.I. Joe movie, that was stupid. That was just completely stupid. Hated it so much. Oh, it was so bad.
What about shows
there's another
like
Cobra, and it's underground and secret and a civilization. How could you not like it?
Right, and like basically starfaring civilization, but nobody's ever heard of it. Whatever. I don't know.
They had to do what they had to do for the ratings.
That's like, I can accept almost anything from G.I. Joe. They did like an alternate universe episode. They
Yeah.
did like literally crossing over dimension kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Cobra the good guys, G.I. Joe the bad guys.
No. It was where like Cobra had straight up won, and then
okay.
and then like 3 of the Joes that got that got transported over ended up being dead in that world, and so stayed behind to actually like keep the fight against Cobra going. So
Is this what inspired the G.I. Joe Retribution movie?
I don't know.
I
No,
don't think I ever saw that one.
This is an original show.
Yeah, it's like the original cartoon.
Right, but I'm just saying, but they had time travel, like in the Pyramid of Darkness, they had like these alien monster creature things, and it's like, what? Okay. Or the whole Serpentor storyline in and of itself, like, just defies logic and science. But who cares? I can accept all of those. Cobra Law? Nope, I draw the line.
you had Cobra Commander and then the Emperor. Wait, what?
Right. Well, no, they had. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. Whatever. I wasn't there. I didn't make those decisions. Serpentor was not the worst character they created.
I always thought the coolest figure that they had, and I can't remember what it was. It was maybe called the Cobra Bot, but it was like a robot android thing that the figure, the toy had like this lenticular sticker that was on the chest, and it looked like little
the Bat, the Battle Android Trooper.
That's it. Bat. Yeah, that's it.
I think they created those so they could finally, quote unquote, kill things on screen.
Yeah, I think so. But the figure, the actual toy figure, man, that was just cool.
Oh yeah, and then like you could like it came with like the backpack and all the different arms.
Yeah, the different arms you could swap out. Yeah. RPG Dad says Don Johnson voiced Duke's brother. That was cool.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah,
but that's the thing is like I'll throw those on and watch those with Maverick.
Yeah,
and whether he's paying attention or understands, I don't know. What's interesting is there've been like a few reels that because like we see all sorts of like baby and parenting stuff because we've got the baby and we're grandparents and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that was actually
Great parents,
talking.
I think you mean
what?
Great parents, I think you mean.
I mean, I think I'm pretty decent.
No, not you.
I was gonna say my kids might disagree, but here we are.
And then the PSAs at the end of each episode.
Oh, they don't include those. That is no. And actually, you know what's really dumb about that? They still have all of the commercial transitions. G.I. Joe will be right back after these messages. And then there's no commercials, which is also stupid because, again, it's an official Hasbro channel. Why aren't you just, I don't know, running commercials? Just run commercials for G.I. Joe Classified in it or something. I don't know. So it's like, it does the transition. G.I. Joe will be right back after these messages. And then like immediately, and now back to G.I. Joe. But at the end, it'll say G.I. Joe will be right back after these messages, and then it would always come back and play the PSA, and then it would go to the end credits.
Right.
It just comes back and does the end credits. They don't include the PSAs.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah, I think that's a horrible missed opportunity. But
Helios, I always thought Mask was the cheap man's G.I. Joe, but I loved it.
I don't think that's cheap man's G.I. Joe at all.
I think I have issues 1 through 10 of that comic book.
You got me going now, Helios. Because, and Ger and I have had discussions about this.
Real quick, 3 kids, Robert Gray, not 20. 1 grandkid.
So, Mask is actually part of Hasbro's shared universe with Transformers and G.I. Joe.
I'm sorry, Hasbro doesn't have a shared universe. That's stupid. They're trying to retrofit it, and it doesn't make any sense. Just leave it alone.
Well, no, the pure connection between G.I. Joe, Mask, and Transformers does. Technically, Micronauts too, but that kind of gets a little bit iffy. But no, if you think about it, like Mask being R&D, like the R&D division of G.I. Joe, based on like studying and trying to like figure out the transforming stuff from Transformers, the Cybertronians that are currently occupying their world as well. That explains a lot. That explains how you get lasers. That explains how you get, the battle stations and all that that the Joes and stuff have. It works perfectly and then spins off into its own thing as well.
Well, not to mention, I mean, back in the 80s, we had G.I. Joe Transformers crossover comic books.
Yes, and an episode of Transformers that it's a G.I. Joe crossover.
Yep.
With Cobra Commander.
I missed that.
Yeah.
No. Yep.
So you need to watch more. You need to watch more streams.
Starscream.
I do have the. Wait. Yes, I do have the Transformers season 1.
I think it's season 2.
Well, or whatever. I have like the G1 Transformers.
Okay, well, yeah. If you've got
DVD, I need to get a DVD player.
If you've got G1, it's in the season. It should be in the season 2 box set. Can't off the top of my head remember the title, but I can get it to you. But because Starscream in Transformers,
right? That's Cobra Commander.
Yeah. So he was voicing this mystery character who is 100% Cobra Commander. Just face mask is there as well. Just he's wearing a trench coat and a hat, and it's like, but the mask is there. It's his voice. He's doing the voice. Everything he's talking about his organization that he's with. It's literally everything but saying he's Cobra Commander and he's working for Cobra.
Now I need to find that.
Everything else is
G.I.
Joe.
So, but here was the thing that I was gonna say. Because I realized I never finished telling that part of the story. We were watching, like, some reel went around where, like, this lady was talking about, like, her kid was kind of, throwing a fit, having trouble, whatever. And, like, she kept putting on, like, modern kids cartoons and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then she switched over and put on, like the Magic School Bus or like the old school cartoons, and the kid could actually sit there and watch and pay attention and wasn't freaking out. And so I don't know if that's just anecdotal or if maybe there is some science to it, because again, you watch like an episode of G.I. Joe. Yeah, okay, it's only about 20-ish minutes long, but it's full conversations. It's adult conversations. Like, is that better for kids' development than the stuff they're putting out now?
Well, look at how we all turned out.
Which was why there are doubts in the theory. Seraphis being the prime example. Worth it.
I've already got my Australia may have just banned bladed weapons as prohibited weapons, but my sword,
of course they did.
My sword is I now have my permission to have my sword, so I will stab a bitch.
Anyways,
But what I was going to say was, I think you're onto something there, because my kids will chuck tanties, will come and go, will not focus on any of the new shows that are on now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just recently, I put on Zoids for them, the original
Wow.
from
That's a
2000,
throwback. Yeah.
from 2005, I think that one is. They went through 5 episodes,
Just
watched it,
rapt attention.
full attention, watched it.
I mean, that says something.
Well, and also,
When we've put on the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they will watch those YouTube compilation of like 5 episodes at a time. They will sit and watch them.
yeah, and there's still an argument, like, okay, maybe we shouldn't be doing things to encourage them for even more screen time as opposed to going out and playing or whatever. But
No, I need a break. So
No,
they're
no,
fucking getting screen time.
I wasn't trying to cast any judgment or any aspersions or anything. I get it. You're fine. No, but it is just something where it's a different mindset. It's a different way of storytelling. Like, also, like, again, going back to like just the old school Zoids, that's coming from an anime thing, so it's not just an episode, like, oh, what's the mystery of the Viper? It's no, this is chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So there's all, like, they're also having to follow this ongoing story.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, modern stuff, it's like we were actually watching, or Kim was trying to watch Bluey with Maverick yesterday, and he did okay, but again, it's 5 to 10 minute episodes that have no connection to each other. There's no growth, there's no development, quote unquote. I mean, there's some, but like, you have to look for it.
It's overarching. It's not directly in your face. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, but I did think we should probably wrap it around back to gaming. But I do think it is interesting looking at some of those old properties and keeping out, okay, here's new games, new products, new whatever. Sometimes I think I get a little bit more some of the old stuff. Like, I've got a whole shelf right here. Okay. What?
I think you're being attacked by an extra dimensional being or something, but it's incredibly funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
You keep cutting out at all the worst possible times, and when you're not, you're kind of going like electronic voice. I don't know if someone else is using the internet or something, but
now everyone else is asleep. I mean, except for Kim. But anyway, okay. So I was saying, I've got a whole shelf of stuff that I picked up over at the used bookstore.
Yep.
But it's just, and I'm like, I'm so much more interested in this kind of stuff. I've got RuneQuest 2nd edition. I've got Space Master, Star Trek from FOSSA, Doctor Who from FOSSA, 2300 AD. I've got Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. All the stuff that's just like so much older. And it, like, I was in like a local game store is shutting down. Guy decided he's gonna retire. So boom, everything on sale. So went up to look at it, and I was looking at new stuff, and I'm like, I don't care about any of this. Like, none of this even seems interesting. Anyways.
Yeah, no, I mean, I
but
I get that, And I find that while my kids will want to watch new stuff, they rarely want to stay watching it. You know? So
Right.
I think there
attention
is
span just plummets. Yeah.
yeah. Like it might be flashy, but at least for my kids, it's not engaging them. Whereas, you know, I've got here's one I can directly point to. They won't sit still and watch Voltron Legendary Defender, but they will watch the original.
Oh, the original is so bad.
So I mean, personally, I don't want to watch the Voltron Legendary Defender ever again either. I think it's a piece of crap, but I mean...
Oh no, I've gone back and tried to watch Tron, which is funny because when Maverick was showing up, that was one of the DVD collections. I'll watch it with him at some point, but I tried watching it. I'm like, this is not good.
Did you get Robotech as well?
But no, because that Robotech's a mess with trying to pick it up. Like I don't think it's currently in print.
In Australia, for some fucking reason, it is, and yeah, which is why I asked, because
or maybe I think maybe I just didn't find a good deal. They still wanted like $60-$70, where I was getting like I got G.I. Joe for like 20. I got Transformers for like 25 or something. Like just stupid deals on all of these. So it's like, okay. And it was like 60 or 70 for Robotech. I'm like, I can find it online if I really need to watch it.
Like
I'm still annoyed because Disney has the license for all the Macross stuff. And all they put up is subtitles.
Domino's needs to bring the Noid back.
The what?
We've got a pizza chain here called Domino's Pizza, and
yeah, we've got Domino's too.
Okay,
it's the worst piece of shit in Australia.
It's okay here, but it's not like it used to be. But anyway, they had a little character icon, mascot, whatever, called the Noid. And he was always trying to steal pizza.
Oh yeah, just look it up. NOID, Domino's Noid. No, but
is this like Smith's
I think
kind of.
I think Secret Galaxy did a video about it. I had the video.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there was a Nintendo game of the Noid, yeah.
Red spots all over his back. His cheeks are
Hold on a second. Who?
Tanner. He looks terrible. He's got like what looks like a raccoon, but red. His whole neck and shoulders are red, and then all of his back.
Oh my, yeah, no, we did not have the Noid here. My God, that's horrific.
It is, yeah. I mean, he had a whole backstory and everything. I mean, it was fun, and they made little figures for it. You know, like little plastic figures that you could collect.
The Gobbledoc. That's what the fucking thing was called.
There, I put it in private chat. There's a whole Secret Galaxy video.
Yeah, I saw that when I originally put into Google Domino's Noid. If you guys don't know, you should absolutely Google Smith's Gobbledoc. Do it.
That sounds awkward.
Gobbledok.
Whoa. Oh. Yeah, the chips.
That Bigfoot? Like crazy
No,
Australian
it's a gobble
Bigfoot?
dog. It's from Potato Planet.
The what?
Chippy, chippy, chippy.
The 80s were a interesting time.
Such a fun trip down memory lane. Max Headspace.
Oh, yes.
Max Headroom, yeah.
Let's be honest. Matt Frewer is a great
Yes.
actor. He's fun in like everything I've ever seen him in.
He was in the Eureka TV show, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
He was like the zoologist or something.
Yeah, and he was always out doing crazy stuff with the deputy as well. Yeah.
Someone should launch a
Well, right, but like all of
festival.
his stuff would
That'd be great.
Yeah. Somebody probably
Yeah.
has.
I would be surprised if they didn't. Like what stats would you give Max Headroom? High charisma.
He wouldn't. He would be. Oh, see, okay, but how would you handle a? Because it's a virtual character, so I would consider it sort of like a, like an agent or like a sprite from Shadowrun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I dig it.
Because I mean, like he's not in meat space,
Right.
so he doesn't have any physical stats. Intelligence, I mean, it's a computer program, so it's however complex the computer program is. Ooh, I haven't watched that show in a long time, and I'm not sure it holds up very well either. But I'd have to go back and watch it because it depends on like how.
Yeah, and as Goth points out, the McDonald's Moon Man is in D&D now.
Where's that?
I did a video a good while ago that hold on.
Also, did you know he was played by Doug Jones?
Who's Doug Jones?
Have you seen the
Infecna Eva Bruin, yeah.
Hellboy movies? He played
Yeah.
Abe Sapien.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen any Guillermo del Toro movies? He's usually the
Probably.
big lanky thing in that.
It's just a messed up. Oh man. Nostalgic commercials. Why don't we have commercials like those anymore?
Because nobody watches TV like that anymore.
Well, but you're still forced to watch commercials. Even watching like Netflix, they force a commercial on you, and you can't move. You can't fast forward them.
That's true. We don't have Netflix, but I have seen it on.
Well, I mean,
on
Amazon. Most other streaming platforms do too. So,
but we have YouTube Premium, so I never see ads on YouTube, and I watch a lot more
gotcha.
YouTube than I do anything else.
Do you find
just
that
use the
worth
ad
it?
blocker.
I guess so.
We got it because Kim likes the music when she goes running,
and you can get it uninterrupted. Yeah, I gotcha.
Right, uninterrupted, lock screen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Gotcha.
So, it was good for that, and then it's just good enough so that we have, the whole, like, you get YouTube Premium and everything else along with the YouTube music. So, actually, it's funny you put up that video, and then I notice in the background you've got the Goodman Games version of Temple of Elemental Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact. Got that during Prime Days for $30.
I think that's how I got mine too. It's a couple of years ago, but yeah. And that thing is
Yeah.
huge. I mean, my
Right.
God. I mean, you could kill
Well,
a
I mean,
small
cover price
dog
is
with it.
100. You can kill a small child. Seraph is very grumpy with us.
No, I'm sorry. Your Prime Day thing. Remember we were having a bit of a discussion about that?
Yeah.
I don't control how your country does sales, man.
Dude, you had me excited that I could have gotten Hero Escape, and Hero Escape wasn't part of it. Or at least here.
I know.
It's just fucking bullshit.
Very sorry.
So instead, I didn't use Amazon, but I did some comfort shopping anyway.
What was it, next door?
No, but I should consider that for next time. No, I went and bought the complete series of Lucifer, the Sandman, and the Fallout TV show.
I picked up
Interesting
Airwolf,
choices.
the complete series, for like $15.
Man, I see. Oh, I loved that show as a
Yeah.
kid.
It's tough to watch as an adult. That's all I can say. And now I understand why it was only $15.
Dude, I tried to watch like, okay, Magnum PI totally holds up. Airwolf, I have not tried because I don't want to ruin the childhood nostalgia.
I'll tell you this, the music is stuck in my brain for eternity. The opening song, opening theme song or sound, or the opening music for it's stuck in my brain for eternity.
1000% agree. Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Does not hold
No,
up.
it kind of doesn't.
A-Team, not so much. But A-Team, I will admit, I absolutely love the title of the pilot episode.
I also love when a good plan comes together.
Well, who doesn't? No, but the very first episode of the A-Team is titled Mexican Sleigh Ride, spelled S-L-A-Y. Yeah. And it's about dealing with Mexican drug cartels.
Oh, so something light to start off with then. That's good.
Yeah, I know. But I tried watching that. It also did not hold up.
Well, guys, I hate to wrap up the wrap up, but I got to get going.
Yep, I've got to get going too because it's after 1 now.
I don't. I've got a week off, so I might end up in the Caribbean. I might not, but we'll let y'all know.
Well, I do have a question. One last question to ask. Seraphis,
how
are you feeling?
Did I miss something, or is this just in general?